just a week for the world's second largest cryptocurrency exchange to land up in bankruptcy court. A company worth $32 billion in January turned worthless last week. Its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, worth $23 billion just weeks ago, today has a net worth of $1. The contagion and the fear wiped out $150 billion from the crypto market in just 1 week. The exchange had its branding on Miami's NBA stadium, sponsored a Formula One and Major League Baseball team. All this made possible by over 100,000 creditors who lent it money, and if reports are to be believed, over 5 million investors. But it's the big boys of investment banking who are under scrutiny for the huge investments in the crypto exchange. Singapore's Temasek has written off $275 million. Sequoia Capital has lost the $215 million investment it made in FTX. So has Paradigm. Even Japan's SoftBank finds its $100 million investment lost. Canada's Ontario Teachers' Pension Fund has also lost $80 million. The most unfortunate are probably the employees, whose ESOPs worth $950 million have evaporated. Other investment majors who have lost money include BlackRock and Tiger Global Management. Celebrities like iconic footballer Tom Brady, his estranged wife Gisele Bündchen, basketball players Shaquille O'Neal and Stephen Curry, and tennis star Naomi Osaka also reportedly had their fortunes tied up with FTX. Even though FTX claims in its bankruptcy filing that it has assets of $10 to $50 billion and liabilities of an equal value, there are few who believe the exchange will be in a position to return its creditors or investors' money. There is also the question of the $662 million which have disappeared from the exchange accounts, which no one can account for. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.
What's the impact of the FTX implosion on investors in India? And could Indian crypto exchanges go the same path? Business Today TV correspondent Aakanksha Chaturvedi spoke to Smit, Khakkhar of Delta Blockchain Fund to find out.
Since you were associated with FTX, would you have a ballpark number as to how many people were invested from India at the exchange and what was the amount they had put in?
I was associated with FTX very long ago in the start of 2021, so I don't have exact figures of how many Indians were invested in FTX, but as FTX has filed for bankruptcy in the US, they will have to declare all the users, their balances, and how much money they held with FTX. So we might soon have the figures in the coming months, but right now there are no such figures of how many Indians were invested and how much funds they held in FTX.
All right, Smit, all right. So I have another question on the same lines. Like you said, there was a liquidity crunch at FTX. Everybody was, withdrawing their money at the same time. If something of the same lines were to happen in India, a majority chunk of Indian crypto investors start withdrawing money from Indian exchanges. Do you think something like this could happen here as well? Will Indian exchanges have the liquidity to support all the withdrawals?
Yeah, so generally, every exchange should have the liquidity because the user funds, exchanges cannot use the user funds for their own personal needs, for their own personal trading. So if I have my crypto at an exchange, at an XYZ exchange, they cannot use my crypto to trade or do anything personal. So this shouldn't happen with any exchange, let alone Indian, but in any exchange. I think Indian exchanges are much on the safer side, as they have been trying to be regulatory compliant, and I'm sure they aren't doing anything of such. They aren't doing anything such which could lead to bank run scenarios.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share, and subscribe.